Hey, man, what it do? Welcome to my YouTube. It's the Kid Official. And you rocking with Official Cash 64. It's my YouTube, man. I'm known as Official Washington. And this is Franklin Barnes, Decoded Part 6. This is the response. Franklin Barnes did respond to me. He did write a 2-page letter. And I'm not going to go into detail about the letter. But I'm gonna give you a summary of kind of what I asked him kind of what type of feedback that I got from him, where his head's at. And like I said, this video is not intended to offend any family members that passed away from the incident pertaining to where he is, I guess, I don't know, to go to trial at some point. Okay, let's get right into it, because we know people ain't going to go back and watch Franklin Barnes Part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which has now accumulated over 100,000 some views. The last video just did 11,000. I guess it was a year ago. Time flies. So we're going to get right into it, man. I took out the time to write Mr. Franklin Barnes, a kid who has been sitting in jail, I want to say about 5 years now, 4 years awaiting trial, but I don't know exactly how that worked. But supposedly he was accused of a murder that happened in Arlington or somewhere around there, where and this has all been it's stated in interviews and things like that, where he went over there supposedly with an acquaintance, and they ended up copping something to smoke on or whatnot, and had their way. And just, I guess this is wrong place, wrong time. Just so happened when he's leaving there, people get murdered. What was the motive for the reason these people got murdered? I mean, probably the family still doesn't know. People still looking for answers. Well, the story gets crazier. Let me get deep. The story gets crazier. So all of this happened in the same day, right? So my man goes with whoever his acquaintance is that we did not ever figure out. If there was an acquaintance, I don't know. I've been doing research. I can't find out. I'm just like y'all. Only reason I'm pushing with this case is because, the fans and the people on YouTube who like all these shows and different stuff like me. And I'm not saying we playing detective. We just be like, dang, like, well, could it be this? What could it be that? They didn't really kept me pushing to dig into this, man. And like I said, as far as right now, there was never an acquaintance found. I don't know if there was some type of phone records that prove that there was a young lady with Mr. Franklin Barnes, as he said in his interview that went on national news, which made it onto YouTube right now. You can go watch it. All the links will be posted in the videos. I always post the previous links and links that you can go to check out the case. But so I think if I'm not mistaken, one person died there in Arlington. May have been two, but I'm for sure it was one. So the acquaintance and him, as Mr. Barnes has stated in the interview, they leave there. They don't know nothing about these murders. In their mind, they just grabbed some to smoke on. He kicking it with his friend, his lady friend. They doing their thing. They going about their business. Now, this murder supposedly happened after they leave, is it from the words of Mr. Barnes. So then they go way up north to get some more smoke, it said, because he knew a friend and he wanted to get more. So he ended up driving from Arlington all the way, which is about 20, 25, 30 minutes outside the city, if anybody know north that stay in DFW, to go get some more smoke. Now, in the interview, the people never asked him, and it's not my job to tell you that. I didn't write Mr. Barnes, question him, but that's not what I'm here for. So I don't know why they never questioned why did he go get some more. He said because I guess they ran out. So I'm assuming they didn't get a lot of smoke at the first one. So they make it all the way over here to the other one, 20, 30 minutes away. And now Mr. Barnes, he buys some more and he says that he leave. And boom, now we got two more murders. So now he go from both places that he been in the same day after he leave, people just getting murdered. So I don't know if somebody following Mr. Barnes, if Mr. Barnes didn't know what happened, or if Mr. Barnes, hell, if he wasn't there, and this just so happened to be a coincidence that wherever he went, people ended up being murdered. It's crazy. I'll tell you one of the most interesting facts that I did state. There's an eyewitness supposedly that was at the, not the first murder, but the second murder. There was an eyewitness. And you can look this up. You can read it. It's in the reports. The eyewitness says, before the murder, she says that she heard a knock at the door. She said that the man said it was Frank. She said that the person who ended up getting killed said that Mr. Frank was on the way. But the thing I think she stated was that she never seen Mr. Frank pull the trigger. It's so just, the case is so, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if that's why it hasn't went to court, but it's so just crazy, and just with all this like stuff that went on there. She said she heard him, she seen him, he came in. Now she didn't say she heard him shoot, but she said she heard boom, 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 and after she heard the boom, 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 she ended up she say she seen Franklin storming out the door or something whatnot. They ended up, I guess they got the phone records. He was apprehended. This acquaintance with him, they were never found. So Mr. Barnes has been sitting behind a jail cell now for about 4 or 5 years awaiting trial. He hasn't been sentenced. I know people have still been writing me like, hey, can you find out if he ever was sentenced, if he ever went to trial? No, he hasn't went to trial. I don't know if he has a trial set. I don't know anything about as far as the case on what kind of happened to the family members, what they going through now. I'm pretty sure they're still upset. They don't have justice. And the biggest question of this case is Mr. Franklin Barnes an innocent man with no history, violent history, say he never shot a gun? Could he go and do such a just awful, crazy thing like that? I don't know. The response that I got from Mr. Barnes, I mean, I feel like, he may be mad at, just sitting in there and not knowing what's going on, wanting to prove his innocence, because it's innocent proven to guilty. I'm not saying he did do it. I'm not saying he didn't. I don't know why the case hasn't sped up or something, or did whatnot for people can see and get justice. Maybe they're still working on facts. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they got all kinds of forensics. I guess they were missed on it, but the question is now, like I said in the letter, the response I wrote Mr. Barnes, and so long story short, let me tell y'all the story. Mr. Barnes had a friend that was locked up. The friend reached out to me when he got out of jail. I actually bumped into, and this is why I got to be careful with this stuff, because this stuff gets so big, and there's people who actually know about these things, and you go outside and you're like, who are you? And now they get to talking about you. Forget you got a YouTube video that has thousands of views on this unsolved case. Well, Mr. Barnes' friend, he ended up contacting me when he got out, and he was actually writing Mr. Barnes was writing me a letter, and he was so happy to be in there. He happened to found me, and like I said, I told him I was gonna write him. I ended up writing him. I ended up asking him how he was doing, mind state wise. I told him that about the YouTube. I told him people reached out. They want to know what's going on with him. I didn't ask Mr. Barnes anything about the case. That's not what I'm here to do. If he was to say some crazy, terrific stuff, that wouldn't be none of my business. Whatever is whatever. I mean, the laws, they read these letters. So, I mean, he not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to say nothing that's just, like I say, I just want to know maybe where his mind frame was, how he felt maybe for the families. I didn't get a response out of that. Like, it was more just of who I was. He had his guards up. He said he felt like a lot of people say they with him and they're against him. So like I say, he's probably in just a tough, tight spot. Like, you know, without being convicted of this murder, he's still innocent until proven guilty. Like I said, I don't mean to offend any of the family members that have lost their lives, but we have a case where it's unsolved right now. It's still unsolved. Mr. Barnes has been charged with the murder. He has not went to trial, as what I know of, and he has not been convicted of any time. And people are still trying to figure out, could this man have murdered 3-4 people in 3-4 hours? I don't know. I got a response from Mr. Barnes. Like I said, the letter is much of just his guards is up. He don't know who he is. So if y'all got any questions, y'all want me to write Mr. Barnes again. I haven't wrote him back. You know, it's been a year. I don't know where his head is at, where's mine, if he will respond to me again. If y'all have any questions as just, you know, anything that y'all want to ask or anything where his head at, where his mind is, let me know. Anything for the families, if y'all can want to write support mail. I don't have anything from the families of the victims or whatnot, but I'm praying for them too. So I mean, maybe we can do some research and see if we can find some things. I'll put all the links in below. And like I told you guys, I hope you don't be disappointed. The response, like I said, this is the response that was mostly in the letter. Like, it wasn't nothing talked about. There was nothing even asked. He just said he really don't like talking to people because everybody try to turn it against him. You know what I mean? We didn't go in there detail about his day, what was going on. Maybe another letter or two, he'll open up more. If y'all got any questions, like I said, for Mr. Franklin Barnes, until then, I need you to like, subscribe the video. Can we get something from this unsolved murder? Is Mr. Barnes just an innocent young guy at the wrong place at wrong time? Or is it a guy who never had any history of violence and then one day it was just a bad day? I don't know. Like and subscribe. I'm checking in with Official.